series. We are here at Autodromo Internacional de Algarve. I'm Brett Keenan, joining you with solo commentary for the time being. Still waiting for that elusive second commentator for this and the Porsche Carrera Cup, but eventually one will come. Either which way, we're a bit behind schedule, so we'll just move on irrespective of the situation. So here, Portugal for Autodromo Internacional do Algarve. It is a 4.49 circuit with 14 turns, so a bit different to your average lap around the circuit, especially different in the regard to our previous event at Dubai. We have 6 drivers coming into the foray, one more than last weekend, and just waiting to see if anyone can break the stranglehold that Cameron Betts has held in qualifying construct. It's looking a little misty out there for today's qualifying. Of course, the weather system is random for this race, or for the qualifying, and then in the race we have a clear format, which includes then a random format that is synced in, that follows into the race. So we're just going to wait to see if who is going to go out first and be the first driver out. In fact, Jaden Felder looks like he's going to be the first driver out, followed by Joshua Law. In fact, it's also raining out there too, it looks like too, so pretty intense conditions to start off our first round of the weekend. So it'll be a fascinating transition to see who can get pole position in these tie-rating conditions. So tell you what, let's have a bit of a time here to have a look on board Jaden Felter's car and see how bad it is out there. So it doesn't look like there's any puddles out there. Oh, there are a few on the apex, as Jaden finds out the first and hardmost based on that instance. So driver's going to have to be super careful coming through onto certain parts of the track where there's going to be standing water, unlike F1 where you don't really have that much of a drama in that kind of situation. As he'll probably just try and have another crack at that, so we'll just move on to our next scene. He's seen the puddle there, so it'll be interesting to see who decides to take the qualifying, who doesn't. It is a dry start, as I say, with a transitional weather of random somewhere along the line. So I don't expect it to snow. If it does snow, I'll be changing the rule for the Porsche Carrera Cup, which does seem a little unfair for those who are in either which way. It's going to be an interesting telling point as to who. Oh, Alex is struggling to keep that car on the track at the moment. He's probably just keeping his eye out for oh, here we go again. So he's probably just keeping his eye out for puddles so he can do a lap in earnest. He'd go wide again. I'm not really sure what he's up to on this lap. Either which way, we'll turn back to trackside, and if we can even see the cars at the moment, it's pretty misty out there. So well, he's actually got someone. Oh, was that contact there with another car? Was that Tyler Beasley that he may have just actually ended up being? Oh, maybe Alex gassed it up and Tyler was just happening to be behind him at the time. So we'll move to Cameron Betts, who is our starting competitor, and he's gone horrendously wide into turn 1. These conditions aren't for the wise of heart. Be fascinated to see who can top the timesheets in these blistering conditions. In fact, I think it's getting substantially worse. Although, in saying that, it is only one weather change, so I don't see it getting worse. There's quite a lot of standing puddle actually where... Ooh, is that a bit of miscommunication? No, here we go though. Tyler down the inside of Alex during a qualifying session. That's not something that you'd want to be doing in a quali, but it looks like both have been handling it alright. Tyler actually gets through the puddle alright. Alex on the other hand seems to gas it up a little bit in the process. Robin just is elected not really to bother about the qualifying. I mean, the worst result is 6th as Tyler goes wide into, I'm not really sure what corner number that is, but what we'll do once it all gets put into motion, we'll do a virtual lap on board Tyler Beasley's car. In fact, we'll start that trend now and we'll just jump onto his first we'll jump onto the bumper cam and have a look. Doesn't look as bad when you look at it. Set a time of a 2 minute 31.4, but these are all, I believe that these are all what do you call them, installation laps, because I'm pretty sure Tyler's just overtaken Alex to make this situation work. So what we'll do is we'll ride on the roof and we'll do a virtual onboard lap onboard Tyler Beasley as he attacks the Autodromo International de Algarve circuit. So coming down the line, he does cross the line, doesn't actually see the time, must have been invalidated. So heading into turn 1, it's a very it's a deceiving corner. It makes you think you can go in there really flat out, but you actually have to give it a bit of lift, even a bit of brake to make it through on a full foul scale. Turn 3, you got to get on the brake and nice and hard, and then get on the acceleration. Look at all the puddles on the outside there. As looks like Cameron Betts off to the side there. Actually, Tyler did set a time. Actually, it was a 2:04.6, so he's 2 seconds faster than thing at the moment. So Tyler really relishing these wet conditions at the moment as he comes into the next hairpin corner. Gives it a bit of wet berth because he knows about the inside being wet and damp. So current order is Tyler Beasley from, this is where the TNF1 thing comes a bit out of place. So Tyler Beasley on pole at the moment with Joshua Lauren P2, Cameron Betts P3, Alex Little P4, Jaden Felter P5 and Robin Creft P6, who hasn't set a time yet. He might do one now. No, I think that might have been his installation lap. No, actually it was a 2:19.0, which puts him ahead of Jaden, but still 14 seconds off the leading Tyler Beasley, and Tyler's done a pretty impressive lap at the moment for it to not really be challenged at this point of time, and he's going on with it. Well, that's right, the race feed will tell me who's invalidated and who's not, so it'll be interesting to see if Tyler can improve, or he tried to give it a bit of gas coming out of the last corner, and that's also a deceptive one as well, in a way that the car just doesn't hook up as well there. So he'll cross the line now. Was that an improvement? I couldn't tell. 2:04.6, so doesn't look like it was an improvement. So conditions out here are very dodgy at the moment, and looks like all the drivers are having their fair share of struggles out there. One who I thought would have relished these conditions was Alex Little, but it looks like he's not. Sorry, I'm just getting a weird stare from our current mascot at the moment. Not the snow, sorry guys, but another one. So no, although Cameron Betts has come within a couple of tenths off Joshua Law's time, so not much to say in that. We've got 6 minutes left on the clock here, folks, so plenty going on. currently Tyler Beasley is our provisional pole sitter, with Joshua Law 1.9 seconds behind, and then Cameron Betts only 2 tenths behind him. Alex Little has improved. No, Rob, which jumps him ahead of Alex Little, and I thought Alex would have been relishing this weather, but he's actually struggling a little bit to stay within tune, and then Shane felt it a long way back, but participation's all key. It's all about getting those points, and it's making standards meet. So just watching Josh Law on screen here. Missed the first round at Dubai, and he's gone horrendously wide into, I think that's the hairpin. Doesn't look like he's really trying to beat his lap time. Cameron Betts massively sideways coming out of where I think is just coming out of the spot where Josh was. So actually heading up to the second hairpin, through hairpin. Oh, he's lost it under traction. Has he held it together? No, I think he's looped it. We'll just yeah, he has looped it around, so still no improvement from anyone presently. Oh no, Alex has improved to a 2:03.82 to be within 5/100ths of a second faster than Robin Greff, so everyone has made some marginal gains, not overly big, but Cameron will not want to be on the second row. He'll want to start reasonably far up. But oh, Robin's gone up to P2 with a 2:06.5, so only a tenth off. Well, not even a tenth, actually 1.8 seconds. So, you know, he's not far off it, but he's definitely out-qualified. He's definitely exceeded expectations given what last weekend was like for him. So whether he can keep that momentum going will be an interesting telling point. We've got just under 3 minutes, or just over 3 minutes left on the clock, so drivers will be looking to try and find that last minute tune-up. Probably don't want to over-tune the car a little bit in a way that it's going to actually, oh, that's Alex going for a bit of a spin. He'll be hoping that everyone can see him, although in these foggy conditions it's probably suffice to say that it won't. Oh, you can just see his silhouette. He was quite off the racing line there, but we'll see what that goes. So Robin's done a really good job at the moment to be now within striking range. Now, is he on the circuit, or is that someone else going horrendously offline? Now the interesting telling point about all this is that the average lap around here in a supercar is about a 1:42. These guys are only tracking 20 seconds slower. It's even in wet conditions, so that's not too bad actually when you take that into consideration. We'll just wait to see if Tyler can set a further precedence here and go even further down the line. So the good thing about this game versus F1 2019 is that if you missed qualifying, wasn't in the lobby in time, it didn't matter because you could still compete in qualifying. As in F1, you just have to wait. So it's a good system for this game to have, and I'm sure Codemasters could work on this. Tyler going really wide, coming out of where I think might have been the penultimate bend. It's very hard to figure out where everyone is at the moment, but of course the race will change that complexion as it is a dry start. What is Tyler doing? It looks like he's coming to a stop or something. Interesting. Anyway. So, ooh, Jaden's moved up to P5 with a 2:07.9. Alex has made no ground whatsoever and can't improve, doesn't seem to be able to improve. He's only just improved to a 2:07.3, which only just knocks Jaden off the thing. So Alex is not feeling comfortable with these wet conditions at the moment. We only got now just 10 seconds left on the clock, so nobody's going to really want to push too hard when it matters not now. Or Robin running over one of those massive puddles. So qualifying concludes, and it looks like it is pole position for Tyler Beasley, even though I think that might be Cameron Betts. Just wait for that. Yep, so Cameron Betts has moved up to second now with a 2:05 flat, but still 14 shy of the end goal. Robin Kreff looks like he'll take down P3 ahead of Joshua Law. Alex Little, I think any chance of Robin improving might have just gone down the Swanee there. I don't think... Just trying to check things out. No, everything looks been soiree. I don't know what... Okay, so Banana Josh has given his run up. Alex will be trying absolutely everything in his mantle to try and get somewhere on this lap. I mean, he's got to make up literally 3 seconds if he hopes to knock Tyler off his pedestal. Tyler looking like a bit of a wet expert here on these on this game, so it will be interesting to see if he could ever rise himself up to the ranks of the supercars if he was willing to get up that early or stay up that late in the morning to race it. But well, I've done enough egging him on over the last few years, or over the last year, so I don't want to push him too far. So wait and see what Alex can do. He's going to come across the line eventually. I didn't see if he made an improvement or not. Yes, he did, a 2:06.5, which puts him up to P4. So Tyler Beasley takes provisional pole position for the race. Anyway. Wait, what's going on here? There's only 2 cars on the grid. Okay, this is very interesting scenes here, folks, so I'll just double check to see. No, okay, so this is a very interesting situation, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea what the hell. So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about this. We've been having problems with this for a little while now, so I'll try and, what I'm going to try and do is, of course it's going to do something like this, so what I will do is, set all this out so that that race did not technically happen, so, So I'll just set it up basically so that that race is complete, that didn't happen, and then we'll just go on from there. So just bear with me for a second here, folks. Won't chuck in qualifying, so that's all off, so that's fine. That's all fine, that's all fine, okay. And then I'll have to do this all again. So driver roster's all sorted out. I'll just let the people know. So we'll just wait and see for everyone to get in. I think there was 2, 4, 5, there's... Yep. Who's missing? Who is missing? Banana John? No. Is this really all we had? Hang on, no, I'm sure there's someone missing. Oh, right, that's who's missing. Okay, so yeah, terribly sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Just waiting to... Okay, that's who we needed, so we won't fuck around too much longer on this one. So yeah, we're doing this again and then we'll set it up. So round 3 will be in the Czech Republic in the track known as Brno. I think a lot of people know that track, it's very synonymous. So the grid is going to have to be random for this because I wasn't too sure if you could base qualifying results off anything, but it doesn't look like there's much going on there anyway, so yeah, it's a very ragged grid actually, so it really does put a lot of perspective into play. So it looks like the grid order sits at Banana Joshua Law on pole from Tyler Beasley, Jaden Felter in P3, Robin Kreft P4, Alex Little P5, and Cameron Betts, who wanted to be on the front row, hoping, is actually going to be starting P. Oh no. So apparently Jaden has started the race on wet tyres, so I don't know how well this is going to go. So the lights are about to go out, we're about to get ready for a start here. It's lights out and away we go, and it looks like the top front two have gone absolutely nowhere. Robin Kreft is actually going to take the lead into turn 1 here. Josh Law's going to try and fight the issue a little bit, and something's gone horrendously wrong there, and they ended up Josh in a spin. Robin went absolutely the wrong direction. Jaden Alton, sorry, not Jaden Alton, Jaden Felter has taken a massive gap to start them off. 1.8 seconds gap with Tyler Beasley hot in pursuit, but I think Jaden must have had either a corner cut penalty there or an illegal overtake. Either which way, he's now have to he's redressing positions. He's being just given an arseholing by Cameron Betts. So the field has managed to reaccumulate itself despite the incident at the start. Very interesting to see what would have happened from different people's perspectives. So surely Robin can be a perspective of what happened to him, because he went absolutely nowhere. Jaden really deep under the brakes there, having a go at Alex, which has allowed Cameron back through. So Tyler Beasley with a 2.7 second gap at the start of the race is not too bad. Very interesting line through there, very slow too. Cameron Betts hot on pursuit on the back of Alex Little's number 15 RS Suspensions Toyota. And then Robin Kreft has managed to get around Jaden Felter's car, and Joshua Law's pole position, well, non-official pole position, went to waste with a bad start, and that's the surprising thing too for Tyler Beasley, who went absolutely nowhere on the line, to be now 1.6 seconds ahead at the start of the race is something you don't see very often. But the question is, so Jaden's staying out despite being on the wet tyre, or presumably on the wet tyre. I don't think it was anything, although that probably says a lot in anything. You're on candid camera there. Although Robin's gone off again at turn 1, so turn 1, as I said, is a very unpredictable corner when it comes to that kind of racing. So people do need to, they take things so differently. Now the gap at the front has dropped quite significantly, and I'm not quite sure what that is. Tyler's driving approach into every corner is very gingerly and soft, whereas the other two behind are really just racing traditionally. So it's hard to say what Tyler's doing at the moment, but the other two are definitely showing their might. So it is an 8-lap race. It usually is 12, but it has been shortened to... Oh, Alex has just made a huge mistake there, which has opened the door for Cameron to go through. See, usually we would have been finished with this race, so the fact that it's nearly 9 o'clock New Zealand Standard Time just goes to show how much of a problem we've been having with this category at the moment. Well, the game system in general is pretty buggy, so it's hard to distinguish anything. So we're about to cross lap 3 of this race, and the top two in the championship locked in top and toe for positions 2 and 3, while Tyler Beasley now looks like he's found his rhythm. Joshua Law's managed now to come up to P4 through all this system, and Robin P5, and then Jaden's a little bit further back, currently in P6. So everyone's pretty much scheduled for points at this point of time. Just looking... I see. So if you set the race to qualifying, the race feed will only tell you the qualifying information, but if you set it to the race, then you actually see the race information. So the fastest lap currently at the moment is Cameron Betts, and Jaden is currently in the pits. So as I think, it looks like he might have made a change tyres, so it's hard to say, but yeah, that's not what you want to be doing in a race that doesn't constitute qualifying at all. So Tyler Beasley is having a good run at the moment in this race. It looks like he's really well acclimatised to the circuit, and did so quite well in the qualifying to stick it on pole position before the whole... I don't even know what the glitch was. It just seemed to have knocked everyone out of the session. I think a lot of people went back to the race central rather than... See, the way Tyler handles that corner is so weird compared to Alex and Cameron. It's so lightweight, like he takes it so shallow and comes out of it, and it does give him probably a better acceleration out of the corner, but it just looks traditionally weird from where Alex and Cameron come in. So we'll just wait and see. What we'll do is we will go on board with we'll go on board the bonnet of Cameron Betts as he tries to attack Alex Little on lap 4 of 8. He's got a run here. He might actually fancy himself a move, although turn 1 is very narrow in the way that it's not Oh, Alex has made a mistake here. Cameron could seize this opportunity, but it looks like Cameron didn't quite get the momentum he needed to actually get the nose in. So he tried, but it just didn't. The car just didn't actually really respond to what he wanted. So could he have a go here? Alex very wide, takes a really interesting line out of that corner. So Alex super defensive now into the hairpin. It shows you the different variations of racing between the top three. So, I mean, you can see Tyler up front, but you can't really judge his driving because it's a bit far away. But we'll watch from Alex's versus Cameron's, as Tyler does go wide through there. Oh, oh, that was super close there to an accident there. Cameron, very wise to get on the brakes, very quickly got on the acceleration. The rear kicked out from him. Now, the weather is starting to change a little bit. We're just noticing that now. It has gotten a little darker in the space of... I wonder if I sync this to the race again. This could be interesting, but any which way, I'm seeing mist, but I'm not seeing anything too drastic in the way of weather. Oh no, actually I take that back. Holy shit, that weather came quick. I have got a lot of explaining to do. Oh, I'm so sorry, people. I'm so dumb. Okay, so basically, I think I've set the weather to sync to race rather than setting it to real time. So the weather is... I know there's probably people watching this in the race themselves. I'm so sorry, people. This is not what I had in mind, but this is definitely insightful for the future racing. So yeah. Oh, I feel sorry for these guys. I don't know what to. I think Jaden should have stayed on the wet tire. Oh yeah, this is. Looks like Robin and Josh have managed to actually get out on the tyre. Oh, I gotta try and compose myself. Shut up, man, shut up. Why aren't you in the commentary box? Come and join me. So yeah, so we'll go back to the track side. So it's not misty like it was in the qualifying, but it's certainly, actually through all this, Alex has managed to take the lead of the race. Someone's gone offline. That's Jaden. So Jaden, yeah, like I said, Jaden will be wishing that he had gone onto the tyres. He's actually beached it now. So yeah, Alex has taken the lead of the race. He'll be due, I think everyone's going to be due in for wet tyres in a second. I mean, someone could brave it out if they wanted to, and try and go for guts and glory here, but yeah, I know it's one of those kind of instances where it's come too quickly, and I think it's because it was synced to the race. So I do apologise to the drivers for making it so sudden, but it was set to random, so I do find that it is a little biased in the way that it just seems to be either wet or dry. There's no in between. So now I don't know about, no, I suppose in Joshua Law's case it wouldn't really okay, so I've got Matthew Elliott joining me in the commentary. He's probably just going to be watching from the stream, so he is going to be a bit behind. can I say? It's one of those races that where the weather just turned for the worse and caught a lot of people out.
I think you did it on purpose.
It wasn't actually on purpose. It was actually just a miscommunication on my end on how I put the settings in. But through it all, Cameron Betts has actually managed to pull himself ahead of Alex and Tyler. So I don't know what that's come. Oh, there might have been damage between the two cars and that got fixed. So costly for the top two, but for Cameron Betts, that's been a pretty good outcome. Now, I do believe Joshua Law's actually stayed out on the dry tyre. I'm not 100% sure. He doesn't look like he's actually struggling on that basis, but if he's... Well, Cameron's actually pulled off to the side of the road. What the hell is going on with that car? Something's happened there, and Tyler now actually resumes the race lead. He makes a move on Alex Little there for position, but yeah, I don't know what Josh is going. I don't know whether Josh started on the wets in anticipation of this. I mean, that would be hindsight to the extreme if he had managed that. It looks like Cameron has actually called it quits on the race. I don't know why.
I have a reason why.
I think it may have been on the wet. Didn't get on the wets.
Possible.
That's one possibility. We don't know what the other ones, but in the meanwhile, Joshua Law actually is threatening the back of Alex Little quite intently here. This is something I didn't think would be... He's actually going for a move here. I'm not sure what to make of this. I don't think Josh made a early stop, but he's right in contention for this race win, which is certainly interesting. If he's on the dry tyre, this will be the most interesting drive of anyone's career, to be able to handle wet tyre or dry tyres in a race that's... Oh, Tyler's gone wide on the last turn. Alex might seize this opportunity. The gap is 4/10. Actually, the gap's starting to drop quite a bit. I think Tyler might have had a slowdown penalty. Excuse me. Oh, jeez, second time of a charm. And I apologise for that. Oh, and Alex has looped it. Mr. Consistency has broken his consistency, and that's put Joshua Law up to P2. So, yeah, it looks like Tyler Beasley could be a bit of a rain expert in this game. He proved it in qualifying with a pretty good time. Pretty much a second ahead of the rest of the field, but people in Super 2 are pretty much saying, I hope this doesn't happen. But I can't predict that, because the weather system on this game is kind of two-way. It's wet or dry. There's not really an in-between. And in this case, it's been a bit of, well, from nice and dry to rapidly monsooning. I mean, we do have a resident driver in our F1 department from Portugal. I might go and ask him how frequent his weather cycle is, and see if he could agree that it just rains left and right. So definitely driver of the day in this regard has definitely got to go to Joshua Law for what has been an interesting drive, as he just makes a cut off the corner a little bit. Robin Crest has done pretty well as well. He's not majorly far off this group, but he's done well to keep it together. Jaden's just in it for the points. Not sure. I mean, for Cameron, I would have just kept it in for the sake of earning points, because this is a big jolt in his championship picture. For Alex, at the moment, P3 will be enough to extend his championship points lead. I can't remember by how much. I'd have to look back on the previous round to look at what the gaps were, but yeah, this race isn't completely over yet. I mean, Josh has still got a chance of attacking He's still got a chance of attacking Tyler when it counts.
Maybe a drag race to the line. Fun.
It would be interesting. I gather you would have been there for the start. What did you make at the start?
Ooh, chaotic.
Very hard to see what had actually transpired, but it looked like Robin, who was on course to take the lead into the first turn, just didn't actually turn, and then I think it was Cameron that had spun Josh around, and then further calamities. So I don't know what to make of it. As I say, I hope people bring in their perspective so we can see it. Oh, Josh has just looped it. Well, not looped it, but he's lost ground.
Oh.
That was a pretty nasty moment there. He's managed to pull it together. Alex is probably just trying to keep it on the track now that after he's had his first loop around. So yeah, I can't imagine. I imagine there's going to be a lot of a lot of things going on at the end of this race. Tyler would have probably thought his race was over based on the change of weather, and then Cameron obviously getting the better of them in the pit stop, but that could have been on the account that maybe Cameron didn't even set his tyres, as Tyler Beasley will win race 2, and Josh's... No, that wasn't Josh, was it?
It was.
I think he still crossed the line, so Alex Little will take P2 as a result of it though, and Josh will make it on the podium. And then Robin's had a huge moment coming out of no problem with that. Was quite a loop around there. So as you can see, Matt's only just starting. Like I say, Matt's only just watching this as it kind of happens. Is that Jaden? That is Jaden. So Jaden having a bit of a fun around. So Tyler's celebrating his victory. Jaden gets on the puddle and it just spins him around again. The puddles in this game are nasty as Robin goes horrendously wide off the last turn. And according to Tyler, first race on a wheel, so first race win on a wheel. So congratulations to Tyler Beasley for that well-driven performance. So Tyler Beasley wins race 2 of the Transnation Toyota 86 Series from Alex Little, Joshua Law in P3, Robin Kreft and Jaden Felter makes it. Okay, so according to Robin, he was actually taken out himself, so a very interesting... I don't know what that's trying to suggest, but either which way. Matt, thanks for joining me in the commentary for a little bit. Hope maybe we'll see you on the Porsches, following it through on the stream like you were before. Yeah, I'm not going to read that one. I'm not going to read that comment. But in saying that, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you very shortly now, in about an hour's time, for Porsches around the same circuit. Stay with us.